Hello, my most amazing artists. How are you today?
Ready to create!
Awesome. Let's get started. The word of the week is color.
Woo woo!
Color
Woo woo!
is an element of art. We're going to be adding color
Woo woo woo!
to our pictures that we made last week. Here's what you want to do. Remember last week we did a few different sketches of different words that were important to us, and then we used lines and shapes around those words to create our composition. Remember, you were able to choose one of these words, or you can make a new word and a different design. I had showed you another design just to give you another idea of a solution to this art problem. What we're gonna do today is add color to our picture that we drew last week. And we're also going to add a few more lines and different patterns as well. Remember, we were talking about the work of muralist Isaac Crow and how he used this idea of one word in his murals that he would create, that he started with one word and built it from there so that each artwork and each mural had a deeper meaning when you kind of dug below the surface. So here is how we are going to add color to your artwork. Come check it out. What I'm showing you here is a sample of some shapes and some coloring techniques that you can use for careful coloring when you work on your project. As you can see, I am outlining the shape first, and then when I fill it in, I use lines all in the same direction. You may choose to color your project with markers, colored pencils, crayons, whatever you have, but I want you to practice careful coloring. Again, I outline the shape and then color it in using lines all in the same direction. Like I said, you might also choose to use colored pencils, and this time I am coloring in one direction and then I switch directions and color it in again. Let's take a closer look. You can see I'm coloring it in using one direction, and then I flip and color it in another direction. This gives each area a nice, rich, bold color. You will notice here when I'm coloring in this circle, I am using curved lines, and I just go right in a circle till I get to the center to color that in. Different shapes might require different lines. But again, for this last shape, I'm using lines in one direction. And then I will flip my paper and use lines in the opposite direction, making sure to be very careful when I color. Remember last week, I asked you to make 4 different sketches using 4 different words, and then you could pick either one of those words to make on a larger copy, or you can choose a new word. I actually chose a new word just to give you another sample of how you can solve this art problem. What I am doing is I am going back in to my design with a Sharpie, and I am adding more lines, more patterns, and more designs. Please consider doing this to your final piece. I'm using thick and thin lines, curved lines, straight lines, diagonal lines. Really looking at each area and seeing if the design could use something else in that area to make it pop. You can repeat a shape over and over. Here you can see I am repeating circles in the space. Please get creative with this and use lines, shapes, and patterns in each of the areas. Here I decided to use triangles, and I am repeating the shape over and over again. This use of repetition will create unity in your artwork. You can see here I decided to use my circles again to create a design in this space similar to the one that I did before. All of my larger areas, I am looking at them and trying to decide how I could use line and design to add interest and variety. You can see here I decided to use a scalloped line. And then again, just breaking up the space into different kind of lines throughout the entire artwork. Now I'm ready to add some color. Again, you want to be sure to be using those careful coloring techniques that we looked at in the last video. Keeping your lines going in the same direction and really paying attention to each mark that you make. I'm going to speed this up a bit, but I can assure you that I am still very carefully coloring each and every area of my artwork. I chose to use markers and colored pencils to color in my artwork. I'm actually, you can see I color in one direction and then I color in the other direction to make that nice, rich color, and it is very hard to tell what is the colored pencil areas and what is the marker areas. Remember, when you are finished adding color to your artwork, you want to go ahead and go in the Google form and answer the questions for this week. When you're finished, if you'd like to show me what you're working on, As always, you can email me, you can share on social media, or you can try Flipgrid. I've added a link for you to try that as well. I am so excited with all of those videos that you shared last week. They were so amazing. It is so exciting to be able to communicate with you on Flipgrid. Please make sure to check your email for a video response from me if you did not get that yet. Those of you who are finished early and who are looking for something to do, what I want you to do is I want you to get out your art journal, and I am going to share with you my love for Zentangle. I don't know if you've ever heard of Zentangle before, but it really goes hand in hand with learning about line and shape and pattern, and it is the most fun for me, and I know that you're going to love it as well. It really is a source for relaxation and inspiration, and I have a really fun starting out kind of daily, or actually we can do this weekly activity with Zentangle. So be on the lookout for the weekly Zentangle challenge, if you will, and we're going to be doing that in your art journal. So if you're finished early and you're looking for something to do, please click that video and follow along with me. Until next time, stay creative.